Warner Brothers has now officially revealed their trailer rollout strategy for Denis Villeneuve's adaptation of Dune. The first official trailer is set to be released online September 9th of 2020. However, a short teaser for the film will begin playing before select theatrical viewings of Tenet internationally on August 30th and starting August 31st in the US. The marketing campaign for Dune appears to finally be hitting its stride. We not only have official news of the upcoming trailer from Warner Brothers, but also Empire magazine has provided their own preview of the movie in the form of 3 new covers that were released. For more information on this, I've left a link in the description to the article. The first 2 covers from Empire include images of cast members that we've seen previously, and the third potentially gives us our first real glimpse at Villeneuve's version of the colossal and iconic sandworms. In this video, I'd like to talk briefly about what we see in these new covers and what they reveal about the film itself. This new issue of Empire is a world exclusive from the set of Dune. The issue is said to get us acquainted with the Atreides and the Fremen. With this special exclusive from Empire, there will be 2 different covers that you can order and collect. One that features members of House Atreides, and the other that features the Fremen. In the House Atreides cover, we get a good look at Timothée Chalamet's Paul Atreides, Josh Brolin's Gurney Halleck, Oscar Isaac's Duke Leto Atreides, and Rebecca Ferguson's Lady Jessica. In this cover, we see these characters depicted on the sand-swept planet of Arrakis. There are also familiar elements from images that have been previously revealed of these characters, but with some slight differences. Duke Leto is shown here in his uniform, and Gurney Halleck and Paul Atreides are shown wearing the famous Fremen stillsuit, with the addition of Paul wielding a knife. Paul's mother, Lady Jessica, is shown wearing a different outfit than we've seen in previous images, which have shown her clothed in a large hooded robe, as well as a stillsuit. This time she's wearing a simple yet beautifully detailed dress with an attached hood. The Fremen cover depicts the primary desert-dwelling characters of the story, including Javier Bardem's Stilgar, Zendaya's Chani, Sharon Duncan Brewster's Liette Kynes, with the inclusion of Jason Momoa's Duncan Idaho. He, of course, is a member of House Atreides, who has incorporated himself into the Fremen tribe as a preparation for the Atreides' arrival on Arrakis. It makes sense that he would be shown in here and in a stillsuit, which is the first image of Momoa shown in this unique garb. Of special note here are the deep blue eyes of Stilgar, Chani, and Kynes, which indicate the blood saturation with spice. It's hard to tell if Stilgar is holding something like a weapon, or if it's just a part of his suit. Let me know if you have ideas on what Stilgar might be holding here. Also in the background, a couple of ornithopters can be seen. In the images we've gotten so far, the flapping wings of these ships have not been revealed. However, we get a good look at the ornithopter wings and their design in this image. The third, final, and perhaps most intriguing cover gives us a glimpse of the legendary sandworms of Dune. This special cover is for Empire subscribers, and it was revealed that this image was created exclusively for Empire in collaboration with the filmmakers of Dune. The description of this picture is that it is a terrifying glimpse of the colossal sandworms of Arrakis, with one threatening to swallow an oblivious Paul Atreides whole. I wouldn't have known for sure who the person in the image was without being told, as it is a different rendering of Paul from the other images we've seen. This mostly looks to be an artist rendering of the sandworm, but it was created in collaboration with the filmmakers, so there must be elements that are in keeping with what we will see in Villeneuve's adaptation. It's hard to say though whether or not this is actually what we will see in the film. It looks more like concept art and resembles the pupil of an eye, with perhaps the blue of Paul's outfit representing the blue of spice saturation. In this image, the giant sandworm is exploding from the sand, yet we only see the inside of the sandworm's gaping maw, and instead of the fiery furnace that Frank Herbert describes in the book, we see a deep, dark, and empty-looking void. Also, you'll notice that there is a circle of material in the worm's mouth that resembles the comb-like fibrous plates of baleen whales. This design makes sense as sandworms are said to filter through the sand to gain the nutrients to be had from sand plankton. However, this would certainly be a departure from the book, as these creatures are described as having rows and rows of crystalline teeth, the likes of which are used by the Fremen as a sacred weapon called a crysknife. This makes me curious as to whether or not Villeneuve intends to stay faithful to the origin of the crysknife and the fact that it is made from a sandworm tooth. There is not much detail in the image, but I think that is probably intentional so as not to give too much away. If what the artist wants to depict is the size, power, and majesty of these iconic creatures, I think it certainly accomplishes that. With this renewed start to the marketing campaign for Dune, there does seem to be an emphasis on the sandworms, which is good considering the recent controversial comments made by Tom Brown, the supervising art director, in which he said there'd be no sandworms in the first film of this two-part adaptation. But given that the title of Empire's exclusive is Spaceships, Spice, and Sandworms, along with this special cover featuring the legendary giant, it looks as though they want to put to rest any lingering doubts of the essential part the sandworms play in this epic story. Of course, there have been other images that have been leaked from the Dune teaser. However, I'll reserve sharing my thoughts on these until Warner Bros. Makes them publicly available. Needless to say, I'm certain there will be a lot to unpack from what we will see in the first official trailer for the movie. These Empire images are certainly eye-catching and have many fans of Dune and Villeneuve excited to see what else comes from this marketing campaign. As more images and trailers are released, I'll be sure to cover them and share my thoughts. But let me know what you think of these new Empire covers. Do you like the design of the sandworm that was revealed and the overall look of the characters? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe for more Dune and other sci-fi and fantasy content. Thank you all so much for your support, and as always, have a very nerdy day.